Okay, Class 100 RC modeling. We don't have a buddy cord. In a buddy cord you have two remote transmitters. So the most experienced pilot has the main control, and if he pushes a button it gives the control to the other receiver or transmitter. So as soon as you get it in trouble, push a button and you immediately have it. A much slicker system than what we have today. What we have today is possibly trying to pass the receiver back and forth. So, we're going to try and use altitude as our friend. Higher it is, the longer we have before it's going to crash. One thing that I will be doing, where you're dealing in a three-dimensional object that's out there, things can get complicated pretty fast. So we've got a couple little tricks. Up and down is pretty straightforward. If the plane's, you want it to go up, you go up, down, and that doesn't really change regardless of if it's oriented this way or oriented this way. But it makes a dramatic difference if you're trying to steer the plane and it's coming at you versus going away. Going away, you feel like you're in the cockpit. Everything's really straightforward. But the problem is it's coming around like this. Now everything's different. So if you want the plane to turn, say, level out, you're kind of going to be backwards unless you have a trick. So I'm going to tell you the trick. The plane's coming towards you like this. Which wing is the low wing? Right. So if you're holding that transmitter, Troy, pick up that transmitter, and the right control is the aileron. Okay. If you push that stick towards the low wing, so let's see if he's got it. See, that's the low wing. That's going to right it. So if the plane's ever coming towards you and you hear me say low wing, I want you to try and raise this wing up by pushing the stick towards the low wing. Okay? I'll occasionally say left, turn left, make a left-hand turn. That's just the left, forget coming, going, all that other stuff. We're just going to try and do a complete left-hand turn. But if the plane's coming like this and you just keep the plane level, you generally can get it coming towards you. It'll pass you, and now once it passes you, you kick back into I'm in the driver's seat, and if I want to turn right, I push the thing to the right. If I want to turn left. But you need to be able to complete those turns. So we're just going to try and do simple turns where we'll do like a racetrack type of a thing. Do the turn, come down, do a turn, come down. Keep the plane in front of us. A couple things that we don't have to worry about today, but we also want to avoid flying the plane through the sun, because you kind of can't see it for a couple seconds. It's hard for you, it's hard for me, and everybody else. So what we're kind of going to do is fly it to the north, to where the sun's out of our way. When you look at palm trees, we always want to be higher than the trees. That way you don't have to worry about, are we past the trees, are we closer than the trees, because sometimes you can't really tell. But if you're higher than the trees, then you know the tree isn't going to grab you.
No one ever really hits the trees, do they?
Never hit a tree. And the palm trees are high enough that it's sometimes hard to retrieve the plane. Pretty durable plane, it's taken quite a bit of abuse, but that's the gist of what we're going to be doing. Then, as one of you is flying it, the other two kind of need to watch to see, the mistakes that are made, because everybody makes the same mistakes. No big deal. Plane's real durable, so if we bang it up a little bit.
Anyone who is a student, raise your hand.
So that's the gist of what we're going to do. Biggest trick is, which is the low wing? Push the stick that way. Which is the low wing if it's coming around? Push the stick that way. If you want it to complete the turn, don't raise the wing yet. Raise the wing once it's pointed right towards you. Or even if it's flying like this, you can mentally think low wing. It doesn't have to be kind of coming towards you. Low wing, that'll raise it up. But if you can visualize seeing the front of the plane, that's going to be our biggest trick, and that's probably what you're going to hear me say the most today. Low wing, which means push the stick towards the low wing.